Hi everyone, this is Kristen with the Tech Reviewer, and today I'm here with some cases for all you Nomad fans out there. We've got Nomad's Sport case for the 14 Pro and the Modern Leather case for the 14 Pro. So these are really nice cases, very slim profile. So your Modern Leather case is going to give you 10 feet of drop protection. It's MagSafe, sustainably sourced leather, lots to love there. And then the Sport case is actually a little bit less drop protective, which I thought was interesting because I would have expected that the Sport case was going to give you a higher level of drop protection, but actually it's the thinner case. It's still going to give you 6 feet of drop protection, which is very nice, and it's got an interesting glossy back and metal buttons. Lots to love here with both case models. Let's check them out in greater detail on my iPhone 14 Pro in gold. Looking first at the Modern Leather case by Nomad for iPhone 14 Pro, here in the English tan color. So this is just a lovely case. Very slimline, quite lightweight. So this is relatively rigid. There's very little flex to it because we have a polycarbonate frame. You have a TPE bumper that runs all the way around for additional protection. And then the back of the case is wrapped in full grain leather from the Ecco Tanneries in the Netherlands. This is sustainably sourced leather, has a very nice look and feel, although it's not quite as fancy as the Horween Leather that Nomad also sells. So you can get the Horween Leather version of this case for $20 more. Whether or not you want to spend that extra $20 is up to you, but I will say that this version of the leather is also really nice. So this case is going to give you 10 feet of drop protection, quite impressive for such a slim case. The case is MagSafe as well, and the interior is lined in a soft microfiber, very gentle against the back of your phone. Overall, just a really nice case. So size-wise, this is going to be just a little bit bigger than your Apple Silicone case. So if you hold the two side by side, you can see it's going to be a little bit taller and a tiny bit wider. As far as thickness, they are really close. Again, this one's going to be just a little bit thicker, but there is not a whole lot of difference here. And if you want to compare it in size to the Sport case by Nomad, it is going to be bigger in all dimensions as well. So the Sport case is noticeably just a little tiny bit thinner all around. In fact, the Sport case is pretty much exactly the same size as your Apple Silicone case. I don't notice really any appreciable difference. And in fact, it looks thinner because it's two-toned, although I don't actually think it's any thinner, but it looks like it is. Putting your phone in this case is quite easy. You just want to start on your left-hand side. Make sure both your bottom corner and your top corner are properly in place, and then go over to the right-hand side and clip in your other corners. Once on, we got a good fit on here. There's a little bit of give on the sides, particularly over your volume buttons and side button. Not very much give at the bottom at all. Overall, I think we got a good fit on here. As far as the amount of lip is concerned, there's not a lot of lip on here, but there is some. Keep in mind that I have a tempered glass screen protector on my 14 Pro. This is one by Casetify. If I didn't have this on here, you would definitely have more lip. And as it is, you still have a small amount of lip, just not very much. Looking down here at our port openings, we've got symmetrical port openings for this asymmetrical port design, and they are also extra wide because you have a spot here that you can hook a wrist strap into on either side. So it depends on whether you want it on the left or the right, personal preference. Personally, I would like this side to be a little bit smaller to follow the asymmetrical design of the phone ports. But other than that, I think everything is good, and you should be able to fit many third-party lightning cables here, although of course you might find you have less need to do so because this case supports both regular Qi wireless charging as well as MagSafe charging. So going up the sides, these TPE sides give you a little bit of grip, but not that much. Overall, I think that they are relatively slippery. This case is going to slide easily in and out of pockets and handbags, no problems there. And then going up here to our buttons, these are nice and responsive. We don't have any kind of slit button design that sometimes can let in dirt or dust, so I think that that's excellent. And then looking here at our mute switch opening, everything is easy to operate. So looking here at the view from the top, you can see again, we do not have a whole lot of lip on here. We also have a good fit here with this Case Divide tempered glass screen protector, and if the screen protector was not on here, you would find that you had more visible lip. Also note that along the sides here, you can see the sides of the phone a little bit. So seeing the metal sides of the phone upsets some people. Some people don't really care, but it's a real issue for some people. Although I will say that Apple's cases also tend to show this same slice of foam. It is a little bit asymmetrical here though, because I notice it more on the one side than on the other. So just for all you really persnickety people out there, might want to be aware of that as far as the fit is concerned, but other than that, I think everything is good. And then going over here to our side button is textured, which is interesting, makes it distinctly different than the volume buttons. It's also very responsive, no issues. Looking at the back of the case, this English tan color is absolutely beautiful with my gold iPhone, really a great color combo. So this leather has a very pleasant feel underneath the fingertips and a faint leather smell, not a very strong leather smell. The Horween Leather has a stronger leather smell, but this one is absolutely genuine, just not quite as strongly smelling. It also doesn't have the tiny imperfections that you're going to see in the Horween Leather because it's made with more modern leather techniques. Again, this is full grain leather from the Ecco Tanneries in the Netherlands, which are known for their sustainably sourced, eco-conscious leather. So if you're into leather, you're really going to appreciate that. So this is going to develop a patina over time, although a little bit more slowly than the Horween leather will. And of course, being leather, it's going to pick up little marks over time, but that's just going to add to the character of the leather. Overall, just really, really nice. So looking at the amount of protection you have for your protruding camera, things are well protected here. You've got a good rim around here. So you definitely have lay on the table design protection. And as far as wireless charging is concerned, this case is going to support both regular Qi wireless charging as well as MagSafe charging. So you're going to be able to use it with things like Apple's MagSafe charger without any issues. You've got a good amount of magnetic connection here. These are a little bit stronger than Apple's own magnets. So you're also going to be able to use this with other MagSafe accessories such as MagSafe wallets. So this is Apple's MagSafe wallet on here, works well, got a good connection. However, because Apple's MagSafe wallet is smooth leather on the back and this one is also smooth leather, you're not going to have quite as good a connection as if you use something that has a little bit more of a grippy surface to it. So for example, this one here by Mujo, which is also a nice leather wallet, this one has silicone stripes on the back. So when you attach it onto the back here, you are going to have more grip because the silicone stripes are giving you more friction against the leather. So something to consider if you are looking for a MagSafe wallet. Also, the same thing is going to be true for power banks. So for example, this Anker power bank here has a silicone exterior, so that's going to give you a little bit of grip against this case. So you have really quite a nice connection here. You're going to have a better connection with this one than you are with this ESR Halo Lock one. This one has a smooth plastic exterior, so when it attaches on, you are going to be able to detach it more easily, even though I think that the magnets are going to be the same, but you also have to consider the type of material. Removing this case is very easy. Just start up in your top right hand corner, push off that corner, go down to the bottom corner, push that one off, and then pull out your phone. So Nomad was kind enough to send me out 2 of the 4 colors that the modern leather case comes in. So we've been looking at this lovely English tan color. So you've got the English tan leather on the back, and then you've got black TPE sides. The other color that they sent me out is called Natural. So this one has natural colored TPE sides and the natural colored leather on the back. It's actually harder to see where the one material stops and the other one starts. This one's also going to develop a patina over time, so I think you're going to have more of a difference in the back leather and the sides over time, but right now they're quite close in color. You have a white microfiber interior in here. Overall, I don't find this one to be quite as appealing as the other, but it's still a nice case and still has the same genuine leather. Putting this one on to check it out. So obviously we're going to have the same fit and all that. We just have golden edges around the front, which does look nice. And then going around the sides, you can see that actually this color does look rather nice with the gold iPhone. Our buttons are still very good. Everything looks good. Again, not a whole lot of lip with this case, but we'd have more if I didn't have this tempered glass screen protector on here. Again, the same textured button here on the side. And then looking at the back, this natural color leather does look nice with a gold iPhone. This will develop a patina over time, so it's going to darken. Overall, I think this is nice, but I think that the English tan is nicer. Moving on to the Nomad Sport case, this one is thinner and lighter weight than the modern leather case. So looking at these two side by side, you can see it's just a little shorter, little thinner. This one actually is pretty much the same size as the Apple Silicone case. So it's really quite impressive that this one gives you 6 feet of drop protection. So on the sides we have TPE, and we have kind of an interesting design here on the sides because you have kind of a molded cutout here. Makes it a little fancier looking. Got some Nomad branding there. We have aluminum buttons on here. And then the back of the case is made of a high gloss PET plastic. So this is going to show fingerprints and it's going to scratch, although it has a scratch resistant coating. And it's interesting because it's both slippery and non-slippery all at the same time. So I think a lot of that is going to depend upon how sweaty or dry your skin is on your palms. But some people find this type of material to actually be quite grippy. Other people find it to be slippery. I can't figure out what I find it to be. Sometimes it seems too slippery and other times it feels like it actually has a decent grip. And then looking here in the interior, you can see you've got the same microfiber lined interior that you have on the modern leather case. In fact, the two are absolutely identical in the interior. This should be very gentle against the back of your phone. Got a little Nomad branding in here. Other than that, not a whole lot to say about this. It's a slim, lightweight case that gives you 6 feet of drop protection. So lots to love there. It's also easy to get on and off your phone. Fit-wise, we've got a similar fit as compared to the modern leather case. Maybe just a little bit more give here over our buttons and port openings, a little bit looser. But other than that, more or less the same, but you have significantly less lip. So obviously I've got the same screen protector on my phone that I had just a few minutes ago, still that Casetify screen protector, tempered glass, and obviously this is going to add some thickness to your screen. So if I did not have this on here, you would have some lip. But with a tempered glass screen protector in place, you have virtually zero lip. So keep that in mind. Of course, the screen protector is going to be protecting your screen. So this is great for people who like a really slimline feel, no question about that. This is quite a thin case. Looking down here at our port openings, you got plenty of space here for third-party lightning cables, no issues there, although of course this case supports both regular Qi wireless charging as well as MagSafe charging, so you might find you're using your lightning port less than you otherwise would. As far as our speaker and microphone areas, they decided to go with symmetrical port openings here rather than asymmetrical port openings, which is unfortunate. And interestingly, they decided to not have an option for a wrist strap here. So as compared with your modern leather case, where they have similar port openings, but there's a spot for a wrist strap on either side, they decided to not do this with a sport case, which is really kind of baffling to me because I would think that a sport case would need a wrist strap more than a fancier leather case. But I guess that the folks at Nomad decided otherwise. Other than that though, no issues down here. Going up the sides of the case, you can see we got a little indentation along here. Adds a little bit of design interest, I think, to the sides. So this material here is TPE. It has a nice feel underneath the fingertips, but very little grip. This actually feels a little bit more slippery than the one on the modern leather case, although they're both supposed to be TPE, so I'm not quite sure what the deal is there. Of course, this is going to slide easily in and out of pockets and handbags. Looking here at our buttons, these are aluminum and nice and easy to press, very responsive, and you're not going to have any issues in getting to your mute switch unless you have really large fingers. Looking at the view from the top, everything looks great here except for the fact that we have very, very little lip. But if I took the screen protector off here, you would definitely have more visible lip. And then going over here to our side button, again, the same lovely aluminum buttons, very responsive. And then we got a little bit of Nomad branding down here at the bottom. Looking at the back of the case, we've got a high gloss plastic on here. This is going to have some tendency to scratch and show fingerprints, so you want to keep that in mind. Some people are going to find that this type of material is reasonably grippy. Other people are going to find it slippery. I think that has a lot to do with how dry or sweaty your hands tend to be and your own personal perceptions. I do think that this looks cool. It looks kind of like a space phone case, particularly in this silver and black version. Really quite lovely. So you've got sufficient protection here for your rear camera, the same as what we have on the modern leather case. And you're not going to have any issues with regular Qi wireless charging or MagSafe charging. Got the same MagSafe magnets in here that the modern leather case does, so no issues there. Got good magnets. And of course, you're also going to be able to use this with a variety of MagSafe accessories. This is going to work well with this Halo Lock MagSafe power bank. I think it actually works better than the modern leather case does with it because this type of material here on the back just works better with hard plastic. This is also going to work well with Apple's MagSafe wallet and with other MagSafe wallets as well, like this one from Mujo. So overall, I think we've been looking at some very nice cases here from Nomad today. My personal favorite is going to be the English Tan modern leather case. I like the English Tan color, like the contrast with the black sides. This leather is lovely, nice sustainably sourced leather from the Netherlands. I love the fact that this has got 10 feet of drop protection and such a slim form factor, but not too slim. This still has sufficient lip around the screen to make me happy. So obviously the same case here in the natural color. I just personally don't like this color as much. And then when you look here at the sport case, this is very slim, very sleek. It's got that 6 feet of drop protection, and it's a very small case. It's got good magnets and all that, but personally, I find that this is just a little bit too slim for me. I would like to have a bit more protection around the screen, and I do worry about fingerprints and scratching on this glossy back over time. Again, we've been looking at the modern leather case and sport case by Nomad for iPhone 14 Pro. These cases are both available directly from Nomad. The modern leather case is priced at $49.95 and comes in 4 colors, the English Tan and natural colors shown in this review, as well as black and brown. At the time of this review, the natural case was on sale for 15% off, so if you're a fan of that color, then you might want to move quickly. The sport case is a bit cheaper with an MSRP of $39.95, and it comes in the Lunar Gray featured in this review, as well as black, ash green, marine blue, and a neon yellow color called High Volta. Many thanks to the kind folks at Nomad for sending me out these samples to review. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments section below, and do hit that subscribe button because I've got a lot more tech accessory reviews coming up. Again, this is Kristen with the Tech Reviewer. Thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.